CigarClub podcast all up in your ear. Talking all that good you wanna hear. Stogies, bourbons, and everything in between. Griff and Pugh are not experts by any means, so sit back and light one up. Make sure you got something good in your cup. Happy smoking, now enjoy the program. Thank you for being part of the CigarClub fam.
What's up, Cigar Club family? Welcome back to another episode of the Cigar Club podcast. I'm Pugh, and along with me, as always, is none other than Griff Howie. Thank you all so much for listening every week and leaving your thoughts and feedback on each episode. We do love reading them, especially Griff. Griff, I hope you've got a new name for your... I hope you've come prepped for your
I'm
segment.
prepped.
Oh,
if
baby.
you don't think there's going to be a segment...
Oh, baby.
It's going to be a segment of all segments.
Oh, I'm ready. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you as well. The Cigar Club podcast is where we talk about all things cigars. I'm excited today. With the Cigar Club family, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. On today's episode, we're going to be breaking down Halfwheel's top 25 cigars of 2022. Many of you brought up this list in the comments when we did our Cigar Aficionado reaction, and so we're excited to do Halfwheels. They always come out with it. The first or second week of January, I have ignored all of the top 25 with the exception of the number one cigar. No, the only one that I know is the number one cigar. And I just happen to have seen it.
Holy crap.
So before we jump into it, Griff, what are we smoking today, buddy?
Well, I'm in between two sizes here.
Okay.
I would probably say this is a little bit of a Lonsdale with a little pigtail, but not really a pigtail. I don't know what I would consider this.
I think it's like a Corona Gorda or a Toro.
Yeah.
Right?
It's throwing me off a little bit. So any particular, and I'm not smoking
the Lonsdale. I think the Lonsdale is the special size for 2022.
All right, I'm not smoking.
For anyone not watching, what do you have in your hands?
No, that's what you have to watch it. So if you're listening on Spotify, damn, don't you wish you could watch it?
Jump on over to see his beautiful face.
I have the Las Calaveras 2022 sampler with soon to be two left, and I'm going to smoke the Lonsdale by the one and only Crownheads. Why am I smoking? I have no idea why I'm smoking this cigar.
I haven't smoked that since we did a podcast where we both smoked that. So I'm curious to see. It wasn't my favorite release yet, but it's been 6 or 7 months now, so I'm curious to see how they've shaped up. But I know a lot of people thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. Shout out Wes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks Wes for the sampler, and this is the second time smoking, second time on the podcast. Smells phenomenal.
I love that.
What are you smoking?
I love that little white box.
Man, that smells good.
So no particular reason. I'm smoking the Alfonso Añejo number 5.
7 by 70.
It is a 7.5 by 58. Crisp, big old boy. No particular reason, but I figured I'd spark up a $50 bill.
No particular reason, although it's number one?
Particular reason. Maybe one reason. I did want to smoke this when I was at the cabin a few weeks back, and I just never had the time. So I was like, we'll smoke it on the podcast, and maybe there's a reason for it. But
how was football practice? You just got back?
Just got back. It's a little crisp today, a little chilly wind, so we got the hoodie on underneath of it. Rocking my Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl bound in 2 weeks from when we're filming this podcast. So I know you're not a sports guy.
I watched the game.
I understand and respect that.
Watch the game and watch the Bengals game. I've been watching a lot of games lately.
It's just, I don't know. Playoffs just hit differently for sports for me. I thoroughly enjoy it. But it's also like my excitement.
It's also, I've been enjoying watching them, but I'm also like, I have no dog in any of these fights, and I don't have a team. Maybe next year I'll have a team.
Yeah,
for no reason.
You're in South Carolina. You can be a Panthers fan. I don't know how far away the stadium's from. Not that you would go, but
I'll just pick a random team. I'll find something in common. Birthday, football player birthday, or something. Favorite color. And then that'll be my team for the year, and that's what I'll do.
That's what's and I don't mean to go on a side rampage here. But that's what fantasy football's fun for me, is because it gives me something to watch for when, like, let's say the Eagles are on a bye week, or maybe they're playing Monday. It gives me, when I'm watching a game, I can be like, oh, my player's playing in this game, so I'll throw it on. So I know you don't like fantasy sports, but it's fun to have a little bit more than, just having the game on the background. But
I agree.
I don't expect you to play fantasy football. But before we start breaking down the top 25, our Valentine's Day sampler is out now. We've got some amazing thematically red-banded cigars. We've got the Avo Syncro Caribe Robusto, Osner Bosphorus B50, the HVC 500th Anniversary Salmon, Crownhead CHC Hermoso No. 2, and Sereno Studio Eleanor Rose Lady 48. Had to put that one in there. I think that's probably the most thematic cigar in that lineup there. It does come with some matches. And one of the really cool things, it comes with a Cigar Club journal, so you can kind of keep up with all the cigars that you get, smoke, write them down. We put a lot of work into that. That was a really fun project to put that together last year.
I have yet to get a final journal. I need to get one.
It's funny. I haven't thought about.
I won't use it, but I want to at least see.
I want it because we put
our work after
several
years.
hours of manpower into that.
Years. It's a phenomenal Valentine's Day sampler, if I do say so myself. Phenomenal cigars, but nonetheless, they're all red, which was intentional.
Worked out perfect. And then lastly, get it out of the way with, we do have our podcast code to get 20% off your order of select items. The Valentine's Day sampler is not a part of that. So,
wow.
Valentine's Day sampler is not a part of that because it's already a tremendous deal, but most items, retail cigars, things like that, are going to be part of that podcast code. But let's get into it. I'm excited to see, we hyped up, we shit on Cigar Aficionado's top 25 or top 10.
Which we heard from in the comments, nonetheless.
Yes. I think a lot of people shit on it. So I'm very curious to see. Everyone said we're always on the keeping our eye out for really fun and exciting new cigars. I think Halfwheel's probably the new go-to top 25 of the year for, I think, most cigar enthusiasts. So we're going to kind of go through 25 through 10, and then we'll start to maybe break down 10, the top 10 a little bit more.
It is my favorite. So real quick, I was also just looking at the details of the Las Calaveras 2022. They also, small batch, for any of those interested, small batch still has the sampler for $55.
Oh, do they really? Those normally go really quick.
$55, and it's the exact same sampler. Includes the LC46, 52, 54, and the sampler exclusive 6.5 by 40, which is, I think, the one I smoked. Wait, 6.5 by 40?
That's what you're smoking there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why 40 was making me
really three for a looper.
I know. I smoked the LC46 last time then.
Gotcha.
And I've got the 52, 54. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I smoked the 52.
I was like, 40? I for a second, I was like, that's not even a ring gauge. But, whoops. So it's on small batch. If anyone wants to pick it up. So far, it's phenomenal. I don't remember it being this good. So...
Yeah, I would say this is definitely not a cigar you would enjoy, Griff. But this is aged for 5 years in French oak and with French oak and cedar. And usually I don't know. Normally I have a hard time picking up those, but you can definitely tell there's that French oak definitely comes through on the retrohale of this cigar. But I'll be honest with you, this is not good. You wouldn't pay anything for this cigar because it's not anywhere near your warehouse.
Yeah. This Nicaraguan Corojo wrapper is
that's much
talking to me currently.
Do we want to go over their process or just jump into it?
Yeah, let's get this out of the way, and we'll go through a couple, and maybe I'll do a Griff's Corner here. And
ooh, is that what you're going with? Bailey had a good one that she didn't.
I've got a list. I've got a list.
Good. I'm gonna throw one on there real quick. The segment, I think it was Gruffy Griff, which was pretty good. She was listening to that episode the other day, and that came to her head. You know what? Font's too tiny for me to read. If you'd like to know more of their process on how they came up with their top 25, they do have it on their website. We can have the link to their top 25 in the description below. But let's kick it off here. Number 25.
We're not supposed to see.
Ramsey's just speeding through this.
What the hell's going on?
It's okay. We'll give him a break. But number 25, if you'll hover it over for me because it's a black. Okay, we got Diamond Crown Black Diamond Marquise. Have you smoked anything from Diamond Crown before?
It rings a bell, but I can't tell you any more than that.
I've smoked the Diamond Crown Blue label, and that is the only thing. Maybe it's even called Blue Diamond. I don't know. That's the only cigar I've smoked from them, and I smoked it a hell of a long time ago. But I do remember it being a fairly decent cigar. I think they're expensive. I think they're like $15. If memory serves, I could be completely wrong on that one. Don't have any particular comment on that cigar, but it looks. I really enjoy the band just looking at it. Here we go. It is a $20 cigar for a Robusto Extra, so much more expensive than I thought of.
Yeah, I tell you what, the guys at Halfwheel, when they review cigars, they review cigars. This is not a Griff Howie rating by any means. It's paragraphs and paragraphs and research and paragraphs and comparing to previous years if that was even a thing. And I'll give them credit. There's a lot of attention to detail with their list, which is why I like it more so.
Yeah, Halfwheel is definitely one that I strive. I think I put them up at the top. We've talked about like Dapper Cigars having one of the best websites in terms of info for the cigars. Halfwheel to me is at that top of that list, and certainly what I strive for when I, do things and approach things. Coming in at number 24, we're going to breeze through these top 15. We got the Padron Family Reserve, number 95, Maduro. I've actually wanted to smoke this cigar, but it's hard. I think it's like a $30 ticket. It's a little hard for me. I haven't really smoked any of the higher end Padrones. Yeah, $29.50. Any of the like Anniversary Reserves or anything like that. I've just smoked the regular 1964s and
surprisingly, I was going to smoke the 50th anniversary. I
really was.
But I went with the Foundation Signature.
How was that? Because I think I'm going to smoke that this weekend at a Foundation event. Is it worth
you have to.
$30?
I think so. Yeah, I would buy it again. Fantastic construction, which for that shape, that size, it's, you never know what you're going to get, but it's solid.
All right.
Well, I'm beautiful cigar. I would buy it.
I hope it's there at least. I would be shocked.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Ramsey, can you click on that one? Number 23, we have looks like a Roma Craft cigar. It just says Roma Craft. It's just Craft 2022. It is by Roma Craft, and it looks to be fully just undisclosed information on the cigar. If you're not looking at this one, it's got a multi-wrapper cigar. There's some Connecticut, looks like a little bit of Maduro, maybe a Habano in there as well, and then some Candela. How do you feel about, I'm going to call this a barber pole, but obviously it's a little bit more than a barber pole. Do you ever find those enjoyable? I mean, I feel like they're gimmicky is not the right word, but
well, to me, I kind of do think it is a little bit gimmicky. I mean, the talent, nonetheless, and the time that it takes to produce these, it's double or triple. I mean, I've never seen that much undisclosed information still for $12 though.
Yeah, for sure.
You insinuate undisclosed with bullshit, but also $20 minimum, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty enticing.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, they're a showcase of the person rolling the cigar, but I've never, I don't pick up on any of those transitions as the wrapper progresses from one to the other. Maybe on the rolling floor, if you were to smoke it with just a single wrapper, it would be noticeable, but I don't know. I've never been drawn to picking up any of those.
Yeah. We've got some stuff coming to you and me from Roma Craft. So we are excited to start smoking through some of their portfolio. And
Roma Craft's been on my list for quite a long time now. So it's going to be exciting to start getting them into boxes. Yeah, which I'm really surprised. I think you're going to love their entire line. The Neanderthal is a wonderful cigar.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Number 22. Oh, I like that transition, Ramsey, a lot better than
that was clean
up and down and left and right. My Father Le Bijou 1922 100 Años limited edition Corona Especial.
Great size. 6.5 by 44 Lonsdale. They call it a Corona Especial. I remember when we were at PCA, I think they debuted this cigar. And I was hoping that we could make it over there, but it's My Father. They're swamped with everyone and their grandchildren. I've actually really wanted to smoke this cigar, and for a $13 price point,
again, 100%.
That looks great. Yeah, Habano Oscuro wrapper, Nicaraguan throughout.
A little pigtail action, beautiful wrapper,
beautiful cigar.
I'd do it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Our shop here in town has a massive My Father selection. I don't know if I've seen this one in there or not.
Yeah, I believe this was PCA when I saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited. I definitely want to smoke that cigar.
And again, another thing with these Halfwheel, these are all very affordable cigars.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think I expect to see some bangers in there as far as high level ones, but I don't believe Halfwheel includes Cubans.
They do not.
And so there's,
they do not.
half of Cigar Aficionados were $80 Cuban cigars that
That
you're going to buy and sit on for 5 years.
Yep.
Coming in at 21, we have.
I love this.
Really?
The Agnorsa Leaf Anniversario Maduro Gran Robusto.
It's not updated on my screen. I thought you were talking about Las Calaveras.
Smoke, let's just call it Gran Robustos, anywhere else other than Agnorsa.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about it. I'm not a 54 ring gauge, but it's like their sizing just doesn't line up. It doesn't feel like a 54.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Because it's like a soft box press, is it not?
Well, this one I don't think is, but
it's not on my screen, so I can't see it.
Oh, but like their not timeless, Supreme Leaf.
Yeah.
Is. So if it's a 54, it really feels like 52 in your mouth.
Yeah.
And,
There it is. Thank you, Ramsey.
This is, I mean, their core line, we were talking to Terrence the other day, and we're going to start including more Agnorsa. It's so good. I mean, if you're a Corojo fan,
I think they have some of the best Corojo.
I agree.
Full stop. I'm actually, funny enough, I'll be at a Agnorsa event tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So, don't know.
Who will be there? Paul, anybody?
Yeah, Paul.
Oh, cool. He'll remember you.
Paul, no. What's Paul's last name?
Paul's the president. We met him in Miami.
Yeah. The rep is Paul Warner.
That's not him. I don't.
Yeah, that's not him. So not a rep that I know, but super excited. Probably bring Ranger, probably bring Supreme Leaf, and then buy a couple cigars there and see what the night looks like. But
yeah,
really excited for that one. But yeah, more to the point. Excited to bring in more Agnorsa in 2023.
Yeah. Number 20.
Hey.
Look at there. The Bandolero. It's a fun name to say. Firecracker. I really do want to try this cigar. Costa Rican cigar. This cigar, to me, is not my traditional cigar.
No, not at all.
By any means. I don't know the last cigar that I've had from Costa Rica.
Probably something Lampert
Vlad,
or
maybe.
Stagley.
Yeah. But this is like a little chunk.
Yeah.
3.5 by 50.
With the rat tail.
With a gnarly rat tail.
I've heard nothing but good things when this came out in June. Perfect timing for just before July 4th. Nowhere around me carries these, and I thought about purchasing a 5-pack, but I was like, I have way too many cigars. It's hard to justify buying anything. But this would make a great summer stick, and I think it would make a great winter stick as well when it's just a touch too cold. You don't want to be out there for 2 hours, light this puppy up, and go to town. But $9, I mean, that's a great price.
I would definitely smoke this. It's hard to find cigars under $9, and the fact that it's in the top 20.
Yeah, and I bet it's still for 3.5 inches. I bet this is probably still 45-minute smoke.
45 to an hour easily. Love it. That rat tail is just killer.
Coming in at number 19, we've got the Oliva Serie V Melanio Maduro Lancero. I didn't know they made these in Lanceros.
I didn't know they made them in Lancero. Yeah, I didn't either. That was news to me when I saw this the other day.
It's a 7 by 38. Came out July of 2022. So, I mean,
good year.
Yeah, that looks phenomenal. I'd smoke the hell out of that. And for that to be at number 19, just knowing how much people love the Serie V Melanios, the rest of these are going to be probably killer.
Yeah, we should do a not a blind, but like a back-to-back of some Olivas. Because I'm always curious the V versus the Melanio. And
yes, for sure.
I always hear amazing things strictly about the Melanio. I mean, I hear good things too about the V, but you always hear Melanio versus not, if that makes sense.
So far, this stick is killer.
This is very good.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I wasn't blown away the first time we smoked them.
Nuttiness.
Is that your first stick of the day?
I was gonna smoke one this morning, but I'm like, well, I got this and we got the other thing, and so
it's going to be like a 5 cigar day for me. So
yeah,
not looking
I'll
forward to
have
that,
this,
to be
and
honest
then
with you.
maybe I don't know what I'm gonna have after this, but anyway, at 15 we will launch Griff's new segment.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So hang in there.
I'm excited. All right, jumping in number 18, we've got the Illusione Alegria Lonsdale. Looks to be a Nicaraguan Puro, 6 1/4 by 44 Lonsdale, 1060, July of 2022 release. I think everything up into this point has scored a 91 because I think the first one was 90 or 91. So
Yeah,
I mean that
I
alone,
think it was
this is a
92.
killer list.
Again, there's some resemblance to the CA list of longer cigars, which is just interesting. Remember, there was a lot of Lanceros.
There was a lot, yeah. There were some big boys in that one.
Several Lonsdale Lanceros on here. Very low price point, 1060.
Yep.
I have not had this particular cigar, although Illusione has a massive portfolio.
I'm always shocked when I see an Illusione cigar that I haven't seen because it seems like every time I see an Illusione cigar, it's one that I haven't seen.
I mean, the original documents line, there's probably 7 or 8, it seems.
Crazy.
I mean, they have a big catalog. But
I was looking the other day, and I was seeing if we had any Epernets left because I really wanted to smoke one, and we did not. And I was like, damn, we're going to have to bring that back. That's so good.
Yeah, I think I've got one in that bag over there. I don't know why it's out here in the garage, but I need to put that back inside. Amazing cigar.
Well, I'm already, what are the first 8 cigars that we've done here? 7 cigars. Much, much more impressive.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, for me personally, it's more relatable. People will still call me stupid.
I think it's a great way to say it.
I can relate a lot more. I mean, these are very much more, easier to be found in brick and mortars and legal to purchase in the United States, period.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This was an interesting cigar that it was number 17, or at least I won't say anything. The La Aurora Fernando Leon Legacy Lancero. Again, another Lancero. I've got mixed feelings personally about La Aurora. It's great to see on the list, I suppose, but I would really, this is the one I'm a little bit skeptical on.
Can you go, what do you mean? Like, you're not sure how it made the list sort of deal?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
I gotta say, the presentation
one
of that
their
cigar,
more premium cigars at $20 versus some of the stuff I've smoked personally. But it's just not, out of all the factories, not my favorite factory.
Fair enough. I first off, just looking at this presentation of it, gorgeous. Ramsey, if you can scroll down just a little bit, I'd like to see a little bit of their description of this cigar, if they have anything in that pops out. It's flavor-wise, they state nuttiness is the clear state of the show, really shining that has multiple different textures. This cigar was made would have been the 100th birthday of Fernando Leon Asensio, who took over the family's tobacco company and led it for nearly half a century. That alone is really cool. Like, I'd smoke it just for that kind of, and only 10,000 cigars were made. Really cool. No one around me really carries anything specifically La Aurora branded, but I'd buy it.
I've never seen a segment in a shop dedicated to La Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but they have one of the largest factories in Nicaragua, so they're doing something right.
No, they are. $20 is a heavy price point. Yeah.
Coming in at number 16, a brand that I really like that I don't smoke nearly as often. I've only smoked it a few times, but they've been really good. 1502 Anniversario 10 in the Toro size. Every cigar that I've had from 1502 has been absolutely wonderful. I think I've smoked multiple. I think it's like a green band. Really all are great cigars. So not shocked to see that at number 16. I assume the Anniversario 10 is probably 10 years of their company or some type of reason why. But coming in, once again, $14. In this case, it's the 10th anniversary of Enrique Sanchez's Global Premium Cigars, the company behind the 1502 brand. So another 91 here. I'm starting to have a trend of all 91s, but I
feel like I would like this cigar a lot.
Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Mexican San Andreas binder with Nicaraguan filler.
Yeah.
I think that's
right up your alley. And at AJ's joint.
Mm-hmm.
And $14. I mean, I would buy it. I would try it.
Yeah. So far, I'm spot on. I won all of these cigars as opposed to CAs. All right, we're getting a little bit closer to the top 10 here. I don't know how long we've been recording for. Is it time yet, Griff?
No, I got to go to 50. We got to do 15 and then.
Oh, 15. I thought you meant 15 minutes. Got it. Here it is. I'll let you. This is your favorite.
I don't know. My screen's frozen.
Oh, coming in at number 15, Supreme Leaf Torpedo.
Oh, yeah. This cigar, we love Supreme Leaf. I want a Corona Gorda Supreme Leaf.
All right, let's get Terrence on the line.
What's their size this year? Is it a Corona Gorda?
I'll tell you. I know. Talk more about this cigar while I tell you.
I want like a 5 1/4 by 48 or 5 by 48. That could be a daily driver.
I mean, this easily could be a daily smoke.
I'm not the biggest Torpedo fan. I don't like the way it feels in my mouth, and this is a soft box press, I think. So maybe that's a little bit better. But it's a Toro this year?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. We've talked about Supreme Leaf a good bit. I mean, extremely clean. It's Supreme.
For this to be $10.90, Halfwheel gave it a 93 rating. Closed foot. If this wasn't a limited release cigar, it could be my desert island cigar by far. Deserted island cigar. I mean,
yeah, we should also do a Supreme Leaf like lineup and smoke through the different sizes. Like
see if we can find the older sizes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I love this cigar.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. And a score of 93.
Yeah.
I mean, get out of here.
I'm ready. I'm gonna sit back.
Ramsey, cue the music, please. We got to get you getting some good editing here. We've made it. I'd like to announce 6 or 7 different potential titles via the comments that you guys left. Rick Anderson, Grifting Grifters.
Ooh.
Austin Beasley on this week's episode of Keyboard Clowns with Griff Howie. I like that. Jordan Chavez, Griff's Gauntlet. Herbie May, Who Grinds Griff's Gears?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mason Brown, Howie's Highlights or Griff's Gripes?
Also good.
Oh, there's 2 there. Howie's Highlights or Griff's Gripes. Sam Hopkins, Troll Time with Griff Howie. And I wrote down Bailey's, but was it Gruffy Griff?
Gruffy Griff.
Yeah. And Bailey Pugh, Gruffy Griff. I like all of those.
Those are all really, really good.
I couldn't pick one, so we will name it one of those. So on this week's episode of Keyboard Clowns with Griff Howie, I'd like to debut a comment from Kickin' Ash. This was in response to one of our shorts with Alec and Josh about when do you know if a cigar is not for you? And I quote, 30 seconds, ... When your answer is so dumb that your friends tell you are stupid. You didn't tell me that I'm stupid. No one told me I'm stupid.
I would
anyway,
never tell you that.
Then change your answer. 30 seconds. When your answer is so dumb that your friends tell you you're stupid, then you change your answer. Because remember, I said 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, I mean.
Then you clarified that it was just a bit, and, you went 5 minutes.
This really irked this guy, apparently. My response was such a dumb answer to a personal question. Thank you for the comment, Kickin' Ash. It really helps the algorithm in our YouTube channel. So, and I also found him on another video, so he's going to be a reoccurring guy, I think. This one was about the Cigar Aficionado list, which we all know has
made a lot of
up on comments.
Yeah, you make enemies on those, Griff.
This is a good solid paragraph. I don't know if there's bleeps, but Ramsey, please bleep it out. By Spushed. 2 Guys Garage Cigar Reviews. It's actually a phenomenal name.
Thank you.
I think we should maybe turn the Cigar Club podcast into this. 2 Guys Garage Cigar Reviews. So much credibility there. So the guy with the banner is a bit open-minded, but the douche with the dumpster fire on his plastic Walmart breakdown table is just a snarky wonker.
Wait, I have the same table, so is it me?
This is the finest China plastic you can get. This thing has seen many beers,
Yep.
many bourbon stains. This is the finest of the finest plastic.
I got some coffee
tables.
stains on mine.
Yeah. Snubbing Padron is like a gremlin driver snubbing a Ferrari. Either banner guy gets a new sidekick or stick to reviewing a Swisher Sweat. Idiot.
Ooh.
White Howl and Black and Mildew.
Wait, did he actually say White Howl?
I think
Black and Mildew?
maybe he's trying to be funny and those are nicknames for Black and I don't know. I do agree CA is a biased publication though. Thank you. That's all we wanted to get.
Common ground.
All of that. So
You really get the Padron fanboys really riled up. I mean, at this point, you could smoke a Padron, love it, and you would probably admit it, but you'd
it's like they
maybe
got their
take a
own
while
cult
to get to
following.
that.
My response was, yeah, I hate when that garage douche gives his own opinion. Bloody wonker.
Well,
Squish.
for if he comes back, we'd love to have you back. I'm Pugh. The other douche is Griff Howie.
Yeah, we're a bunch of douches here, so welcome.
What was the
And no,
title
I'm
of
not-
the garage?
I'm not going anywhere. So
Garage.
Two guys, garage cigar reviews.
Hey, it works. We're smoking them at least.
And the last comment for Troll Time with Griff Howie from Puro Daily, Cigar Aficionado list. Can't say you, this is a quote from you, can't say you, quote unquote, talk all about all things cigars when you don't even smoke Cuban cigars.
That's a little weird.
And my response was, thank God.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the response to that one.
So that wraps up this episode. Thank you, Kickin' Ash, Spushed, and Puro Daily, three guys that don't have their own name in their YouTube handle. Until next time.
How'd you feel about the throw in of the title there? I think you said like Kick and Griff or some shit like that. What did you throw in there? I think you threw in like Sam's suggestion. Did it come off the tongue?
Troll Time with Griff Howie?
Maybe that's what you said. You said something. We'll have to go back and listen. I need to know if it came off naturally. It sounded good.
Grifting Grifters.
That's a pretty good one.
The GGG.
Pretty good.
So, anyway, when their comments come in, I will definitely have an episode. Hopefully, I don't have an episode every podcast, but
I mean, now you're inviting it, so there's a good chance that
Yeah.
some of these may be a little the extra trolly just to get their name on the big screen.
Kickin' Ash, if you're out there, keep it up. We enjoy
That's
every
what-
comment.
Your empty wall, Ramsey you just write their names on it and they can be on your wall. Little wall of shame.
Yeah. A little troll wall.
Ooh. I like where this is going. All right, Ramsey, bring us
Paint
back in.
I could paint a bridge and then put
Put all their
under
names
it.
underneath it.
Little trolls. Little troll boys.
Do you see it now before we continue?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Just making sure. Coming in at number 14, we've got the Fuente Opus X Destino Al Sigilo Shark. Nothing to really talk about this one. Completely
Sigilo.
undisclosed. And $21. I don't think I've ever seen this cigar at $21. Normally, shops I go into, these things are ripping 30 to 35. At $21, so I buy it all day and not bat an eye.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one we should do is just a line of Fuentes. But Opus X specifically. I mean, because I tell you,
I mean-
Lost City is...
And when we did it before, I wasn't a huge fan when I
Man, I
smoked it
freaking
down in
liked
Mobile for that episode.
Although, yeah, that's true. Although it was a time and place and all this other stuff, so I might have been in the moment. But to me, I was
Yeah.
like, if every cigar smoked like this, I mean, this is the definition of what a cigar should taste like.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious to
haven't had a
see what the
Fuente.
different, production runs taste like and how they
That'd
compare.
be fun. And yeah, just the different, sizes and designations. But never had a Fuente that I did enjoy. And I always keep a one or two in the humidor, which I actually need to buy more of them out now.
Number 13. Can't see it, so. Oh,
Coming
there it
in. Oh, you give it a second. You need this one.
is.
This is you.
When I saw this, I texted Bradley. I was like, dude, that's unreal. The Alec Bradley Fine and Rare cigar. I don't know what those other numbers and letters
Yeah,
are.
I don't know either. But this is the
Um,
2022 March release.
We've talked about this before. I've heard it from Alec and Bradley that their dad, Alan, thinks this is the best Fine and Rare they've ever produced. I haven't smoked any others, but I'm like, damn, 2023 is It can't touch it. There's no way.
Yeah,
I hope it
I
does.
gotta get my hands on some of these.
I hope it does. But this cigar was the presentation, everything about it.
Did you smoke this one, the Churchill?
This is the Churchill, and on the inside, in its own coffin, is like a Bellicoso, basically.
Yeah. For some reason, I think it was a Churchill that you smoked. Jesus.
It doesn't feel like a Churchill, though.
Is it always a Churchill?
That's a good question. I think
because I see here, Ramsey, if you scroll down just a tad, they had an original score of 91. Maybe the way that was presented, I was thinking maybe they resmoked it and was a higher score.
I think it always is, but I smoked the Churchill and the Bellicoso back to back at the shop. Definitely different, which was really, really cool. I don't recall which one I enjoyed more. Same price for both, I think. The Bellicoso was a
I need to find some of these. But 10 different tobaccos in the blends. 1 wrapper, 2 binders, 7 fillers. That's insane. I don't know how you balance that.
It's always 7 fillers. I told Bradley that they should do 10 fillers this year, but he said no, it's dumb. So
wow.
It's a phenomenal cigar. If your shop has any fine and rares, they're obviously limited. I highly recommend.
Yeah, just 25,000 cigars in total, which doesn't sound limited, but in the grand scheme of things is a quite small run.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal, and the artwork is beautiful itself.
Coming in at number 12, the Aladino Cameroon Gordo. Great brand. Once again, another brand that every time I smoke it, they're always really good. Super budget friendly. They're normally around $9 to $12 for most of their cigars. I've smoked their Corojo before. Phenomenal Corojo. I haven't had the Cameroon. But this is a Honduran Puro, which is it's probably
amazing. $11. That's a no brainer. I don't like the 60
gauge
in a minute.
Yeah, I don't like the 60 gauge. I'd probably more enjoy this as a Robusto or a Toro, but this is a 58 and it doesn't feel like a 58. So
yeah, I mean that's a big boy there.
Yeah, it just ends up being, especially a 6.5 by 60. I mean, once again, I'm smoking a 7.5 by 58, so I can't really talk, but tends to be a little too much cigar.
It's not for me.
I'd rather save a couple extra bucks and have a shorter smoke. But we've been told, a couple people say, hey, this blend smokes best in the 60. You just got to believe me.
So. I mean, to me, personally, it's like every time I smoke something that large, after like a solid hour and 20 minutes, I'm not getting anything. It's like my palate.
Yeah.
I only have like a solid hour of palate notable notes.
Fatigue. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The palate notable notes. After that, I'm like, oh yeah, tastes like tobacco.
Yeah.
So if I could have a cigar that's a solid hour and 15 minutes, and finish it, that's perfect.
Yeah. If I have a cigar, I mean, if I'm out and about and I'm just kind of killing time, I don't mind a longer smoke. But for the most part, like an hour and a half is really when I start to get antsy and either want a different cigar or want to get up and move around.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Number 11. Oh, yes.
Ooh. I'm lighting my cigar. Take me in.
The Mi Querida Black Saka Khan that you and I smoked, courtesy of Sam Hopkins. This cigar doesn't surprise me to be on the list.
No.
7.25 by 54. I'm a massive fan of Dunbarton, and he killed it.
Yeah, that was an amazing cigar, and it was such a good cigar that I hate that we were like not able to truly focus on it because we were doing a bourbon blind with it. But even so, knowing, being distracted and drinking, the cigar stood out on its own, and it was just killer. Churchill Extra is crazy to me, though.
Yeah,
like that's a big ass cigar. And
it was.
I think I finished it after the show because it was so good.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people talk about this release, so it's not surprising to see this on this list. Maybe even surprising to see it outside of the top 10, if anything. But you can't complain at coming in, runner.
No, beautiful cigar. I love the band, little pigtail action. That's a solid cigar. We are in the top 10.
Moving in, top 10.
That's crazy. Back to back.
Back to back. Have you had this before?
So I've not had the Paladin de Saka.
I have one in my humidor. It's in a coffin, I think. But I've actually never smoked anything from the Sin Compromiso line.
After the foundation, I had the shop last week or the week before. I had a Sin Compromiso in my hand to go light up and smoke, but my brother called me, and so I left and didn't smoke it. But
yeah,
Sin Compromiso is so
another
consistent.
Churchill.
So consistent, amazing. This one is double the price.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be cool to smoke this versus the Saka Khan. But I have no doubt
coming in at $30.
$30.
Yeah, I think because I haven't smoked any other Sin Compromisos before, although I know everyone talks about how good they are, that's a tough trigger for me to pull. But I trust what anything Saka puts out, and so I'd have no issue grabbing it. What is the rating that they gave with this one, Ramsey? Curious to see if we've gone past a 93. So back to 91. So their scores don't necessarily reflect their placement on the list because we had a 93 earlier. I forget which one. So, but cool to see 2 back-to-back Saka blends there.
Yeah, and softbox press is awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know anything about this cigar, but the Intemperance EC, no idea what Roman numeral that is. Reverence.
So from Roma Craft, another Roma Craft on the list here. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I knew that the Intemperance line was from Roma Craft. Their portfolio is certainly not one that I'm well versed in. And I'm very shocked to see and excited to see that they have a Connecticut. I honestly, like I said, I'm not well versed in their lines. Whenever I think of Roma Craft, I think of like heavy hitter, full bodied cigars. So I can only assume that this is probably a mild plus medium, knowing what Roma Craft puts out. I doubt they have just a straight mild cigar, but Corona Gorda, it's got a little elephant foot there where the wrapper's a little shorter than the binder and filler. I hope we get to smoke this one because this one, Indonesian
solid
binder. I mean, it looks fantastic. And for 1031, smoke that all day.
And the size, 5 3/4 by 46 is right up my alley. April 2022, 12,000 cigars produced.
Might see, I don't know if they have the quantity, but may see this one coming in the future. Or something. I think there's a regular just Intemperance as well. So give me number 8. Coming in at number 8 is the Drew Estate 20 Acre Farm Robusto. I remember when these were released. This says December 2021. Surprising, though, because I feel like it was 2022 that they actually came out. But I've heard nothing but good things about this cigar.
I have as well.
I think my local brick and mortar probably has these, and so I may take a look and see if they do and pick one up this weekend. But one that I've been really itching to try just because I've seen it absolutely everywhere on Instagram and social media, people smoking these cigars or talking about it. Drew Estate does a wonderful job of hyping up and growing excitement about new blends that are coming out. And so I'm bought in.
Yeah, I've heard really, really good things about 20 Acre Farm as well. I couldn't tell you last Drew Estate cigar I smoked.
Mine would have been a Liga T52 probably.
No, actually it was the Cuba Cuba. So.
Yeah, we did you... Well, we didn't really do you dirty on that one. You did yourself dirty by that being your first cigar. But, hey, you look at you end up now. You're a guy in a garage with no valid opinion.
If you have not smoked your first cigar, ask around and do a banger so you don't have to go back to something shitty.
Yeah, time and place. I mean, acids are certainly the biggest line, but I think there are better cigars out there. But as long as you're smoking a cigar, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You're there.
Fine.
All right, Griff, you're smoking this-ish.
Yeah, oh, look. What a coincidence.
How did you know?
The number 7, Las Calaveras Edición Limitada 2022, the LC54. My Father Factory, Nicaraguan Puro, Crow wrapper, 6.9 by 54. I saw Gordo and 54. That's quite a lot of numbers down there. 1,500 boxes of 24 cigars plus 2,500 samplers of one cigar. 38,500 total cigars. That's a production run there.
It is.
And for LE.
Yeah. And I think this was the year they upped. I think they had less samplers, but they made more boxes of cigars, or maybe the vice versa.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked the 54. I smoked the 52 when we did it live. I wasn't blown away. So I certainly need to go back, especially with you smoking it right now, talking about how good it is. I need to go back and re-smoke that cigar and see what I'm missing out on. But
Yeah,
I
this
did
one's
love
fun.
the band this year.
We always get to guess the color, which is like a child, but we like it. What's it going to be this year, Johnny?
If you're not a child at heart, you're growing old fast.
But it'll be interesting to know what color will be next year.
Yeah, it'll be, or this year.
Oh, yeah.
We're
True.
in 2023 now. It'll be, we'll guess maybe in a few months. It's a little too early for
The
predictions.
colors have already been chosen, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I bet.
Knowing how long it takes to do bands right now, yes,
Yeah.
it has definitely been decided.
Yeah. Number 7, that's quite the accomplishment. This
Holy
little guy
shit.
is my freaking favorite.
Well, then I'm not going to take it from you, brother.
Mi querida. Tricky Chaka, number 448. These little powerhouses, that's the definition of a powerhouse. I was also going to grab one of these the other day too, but I smoked this a couple months ago. It's always, it's a very full-bodied cigar.
Yes.
Have something
very
on your
much so.
stomach, the 4x48, packed of flavor and packed of strength.
Yes. And I think it's the perfect size too, being a petite robusto at 4 inches by 48, $9. I mean, this is a cigar you can pick up. I wouldn't say, I mean, you could probably smoke it any time of the day. I'd probably wait till lunchtime for myself, but it gives you everything that you want and you're never left wanting more because it's just the perfect size for it, in my opinion.
No, phenomenal cigar. Number 6, that's a solid rating. He's had 3 now, which is damn impressive.
And I'm glad to see there's been, we had a bunch of Churchills and we're starting to see a little bit. We had the Firecracker, we've got the 448 here. So starting to see some diversity in Vitolas, but I'm wondering, I mean,
4x48,
maybe I just don't remember, but I feel like this has definitely been the year of the Churchill.
Yeah.
Maybe it just stands out because we're doing it and I forgot the last several years, but certainly seeing an uptick in Churchill offerings.
Yeah. A phenomenal cigar. Highly recommend.
It's been a great top 20 so far. About to break into number 5 here. Okay. 22 minutes to midnight, Connecticut Redante Toro.
I want to try this.
Yes. Lost and Found, which is Caldwell, correct?
Yep.
All undisclosed. I know you're going to get a little tizzy on that one. $22, Toro, 6x52. I certainly want to try this. I haven't had anything from the 22 minutes to midnight line that he just recently launched.
Neither.
And so really, I think this is another one that my local brick and mortar has. So might be picking up a couple sticks here.
That's your MSRP that associates with the undisclosed. $22. That's probably about right when you see that much stuff. I've heard very good things for Connecticut. I would love to try it. Yeah, I want to have like 4 go-to because believe it or not, I do crave a Connecticut every once in a while. I smoked a Cascacuevas Connecticut the other day in the morning.
I saw that,
and there's a time and place. I used to be very much against them, but I don't know what's getting into me. But
I think you push so far in one direction, it's refreshing to have something in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been smoking more, yesterday, I forget what I smoked, but I picked up like a full-bodied stick as my first of the day.
Yeah.
And it was nice. Like it wasn't overpowering and it was a good way to start the day, which wouldn't have been my normal way.
Yeah, true. Number
4. Okay. So number 4, we've got the Rocky Patel White Label Toro. If you recall, the Cigar Aficionados, the Rocky Patel 6x60, 660 was their number 1, correct? And so kind of cool to see a more premium or another premium Rocky Patel. I know for me, I usually associate Rocky's line with being more budget-friendly, affordable sticks in that $5 to $10 range. The higher-end Rocky Patels that I have smoked have been great. And so I love the branding on this one. It's got the kind of ribbon on the foot. Label's a little bit nicer than his traditional lines. I think with Rocky Patel, his portfolio is so big that it tends to be some really good cigars intermixed with some average sticks. And I think that sometimes diminishes a portfolio. But if someone handed this to me, I would certainly smoke it. I don't know if I would seek it out to smoke it.
Until I try it. The fact that number 4 and 5 are both Connecticut's, that speaks volumes, in my opinion. Pretty impressive. I would definitely try these.
And this one, original score of 91. So we've been hovering. I think 93 is the highest rating that we've seen here.
Number 3.
Top 3. Davidoff, the Master Selection Series 2014. This is a 6x52 Toro. Was released September 1st of 2022 at $35 a pop. They gave this a 92, and it's got Dominican wrapper, Ecuadorian 702 binder, and a hell of a lot of Dominican tobacco. We've got
shitload of filler.
Piloto Ligero and Viso, Hybrid Oloro, San Vincent Ligero, and Visos and Secos from the Dominican Republic. Holy shit, that cigar has a ton of filler.
Yeah.
Ramsey, can you scroll down? I'm familiar with the Master Selection Series, but I don't know particularly where the name comes from. So this seems to be the question of what do cigar makers prefer to smoke when they create their own blends. Apparently this is exemplified in the Davidoff Master Selection Series. Let's see. Davidoff's former blender and quality control chief, Eladio Diaz, made for himself around his birthday. Gone. So it looks like this launched back in 2017. Certainly one that I would have no issues picking up and smoking. I don't think I've ever had anything else from the Master Series. I may have before, but for me, cool to see a Davidoff on there.
Yeah. I would definitely try it. I mean, if it was higher up on the list, maybe not. But number 3, it's...
I thought about sending you a Davidoff with those hyenas the other day, but I didn't. I know you'd troll me and throw it in the solo stove. So
no, I would never.
I know you wanted, but you'd maybe make it look like it and it'd break my heart.
Number 2.
I won't take this one from you.
This was awesome to see. Companion warped. Wow. I always say warped companion. The complete opposite.
Yeah, just a companion.
Fantastic size. Massive fans of both Warped and La Isla. I haven't smoked this cigar in over 8 or 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to try it again. It was not my favorite Warped release.
I remember you saying that.
But again,
which is really surprising because when I think of a profile, I think of this this being you. It's not a Corto.
The combination of both Hostos and Kyle.
Yes.
I mean, to me, it makes perfect sense that would be my all-time favorite cigar. The fact that it's number 2, I need to try it again for sure. I don't have any more, but this was incredible to see. Hostos has been blowing up. The factory's been blowing up.
You'd love to see it.
Kyle's putting out some freaking unreal.
Yeah, this was his inaugural blend out of La Isla, and now he's got 3 or 4, and who knows how many in the works with Hostos right now.
Yeah,
so, love this cigar. It feels. If you would have told me that we shipped this cigar in 2022, I'd have been like, no, it's 2021. But it makes sense because I remember when I was down at La Isla, Kyle was just there. And so I think that's probably when this blend came up and I was in La Isla at the end of 2021. So, but amazing how quickly the last year went by. But if you haven't smoked this cigar, seek it out, find it. It is totally worth it. Grab yourself a 5-pack and great all around stick. Morning, afternoon, night, dessert, you name it.
I need to try it again. And here we are, folks. The one and only.
So a little different than what I'm smoking. I'm smoking the Añejo number 5, but the cigar of the year from Halfwheel is the Alfonso Extra Añejo number 3. Curious to see the details as Ramsey pulls them up here.
I'm just glad it's not a whole bunch of undisclosed stuff.
I was actually very, very impressed.
I will give it to
that
him.
It was not.
Yeah, but a Connecticut, I mean, and I would smoke this.
It's really good. I think you'd enjoy it if you were given it. I don't think you'd enjoy it if you purchased it. It's an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, Ecuadorian Connecticut binder with Nicaraguan and Peruvian fillers. This one is a 6x54 Toro Extra, $40 price tag.
Steep.
Definitely steep. 92 was the score. It's aged 5 years with French oak and cedar. And it surprisingly, the French oak really does come out in the room note of this cigar as well as on the retrohale. It's been pretty much straight medium throughout as I get towards the final third here. It's been a great smoke. The boxes of these things are absolutely gorgeous. I would never spend over $1,000 on a box of cigars, but
No.
there's certainly people that have that affordability or maybe enjoy it enough too. And it's great to see them on a top list again. I had
And a Connecticut.
The
The wrapper's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, flawless. And the band is gorgeous. The foot band, I felt bad taking that off because it was so good looking.
Yeah. Props to him. I would definitely try it. If I saw it in store for $40, knowing it's number one, I probably would still just gripe and pay
Without
it.
knowing it. If you didn't know it was number one, you'd probably just go, fuck that. But
Correct.
Ramsey, if you scroll down, I'd love to hear their thoughts on what made them put this at number one. They said the results are distinct aromas and rich flavors in the profile, aromatic cedar, lemongrass, and peanut butter, not to mention a wonderful combination of white pepper and creme brulee sweetness on the retrohale. While the actual flavors make up the majority of the score, construction plays a large part as well, so it is no surprise that the Extra Añejo number 3 excelled in each of the 3 aspects of burn, draw, and smoke production. Across the 6 total that they smoked, 2 deductions out of a possible 114 points resulted in having the highest average construction score amongst the 25 cigars on the list. I will say the only issue that I've had was little bit of a tighter draw on this bigger boy, which may be not as prevalent on the 54 that they smoked. But I also did a V-cut, which I normally do for larger ring gauge cigars, which I probably shouldn't because I probably need more of an opening with how large they are. But I like having a little bit, especially on a cigar of this quality, having a little bit of that wrapper on my lips as I smoke it. So
pretty impressive.
Yeah, much more pleased with that list than And I think the average consumer, and maybe, like I said, maybe we're not the target audience for Cigar Aficionado. Maybe it's more of an industry thing as opposed to a consumer thing. But Halfwheel article definitely feels geared more towards consumers and us than it is Cigar Aficionados.
Yeah, I agree. I always, when they review cigars on a weekly basis, I always, especially if it catches my eye, the cigar, I cheat and I go to the bottom to see what score it is. And if it's, anything above like an 88, I'll read it. But it's just fun and knowledgeable, and they really take their time and they do a damn good job at doing it. So I give them props.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it, folks.
25. Wrap it up. Shut her down. We're done here. Let me take a look. We do have a question of the show.
I am freezing.
Yeah, it's. I can see my breath. You can't see it in the camera, but it's like a chilly 50. Meanwhile, Ramsey's at like negative 40 below, and he's probably laughing at us right now.
That's his fault.
Question of the show comes from Ross Mantator. What do you do with a cigar you don't like? Will you try a cigar you don't like again? We kind of covered this a little bit last time as far as don't like. I know Griff will give it not 30 seconds, 5 minutes. Alec and myself both usually try to give it at least the first third. I've gotten better at it. I used to, unless it was egregiously bad, I would finish it or at least get my money's worth out of it. But nowadays, I have such a backlog of cigars that I'm looking forward to smoking or maybe need to smoke for test blends and things like that. Yeah. My tolerance for the first third is much quicker than it used to be nowadays. So all that to say, I will try to smoke it. And if it's either construction, flavor, whatever it may be, I'll end up putting it down, letting it go out in my ashtray. Would I smoke it again? I would have to, if I had more of them, certainly. I would have to probably be given a cigar that I didn't like rather than purchasing it.
Yeah.
Exception would be if I smoked it, didn't like it, and someone's like, no, this cigar's really good. Trust me. Maybe.
Companion.
Yeah, Warped Companion for you. You'll go back and re-smoke it knowing that, hey, maybe I was just having an off day or whatever it may be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many factors. Mood, place, palate. What'd you eat before? Did you eat before? Did you drink anything? Did you not? I mean, everything. Wind, which affects construction. Then you're pissed off at so many things. So, I mean, there's been a lot of cigars that I've not liked and I've never gone back.
Yeah.
But if it was given to me, sure, I'll try it again. I'm not going to probably go buy it again, though. There's just so many cigars on the market, and I've got way too many cigars that I know what to do with. So I'm just going to move on. And it didn't hit me the first time. I will smoke it again, but it's probably Not going to
Yeah, I
happen.
always say I like to try everything twice because who knows what's going on that first time, and especially with a handmade product. You could have had, the buncher that day just was a little extra strong arm in it, and it was a little bit tighter on the draw or tighter in their bunching than they normally would have been, and that completely threw off. So happy to be that one that you got. So, and I think to Halfwheel's point, they smoke, they're not making these ratings with just one cigar. They're smoking usually 3 or 4, maybe even more than that when they compile these reviews across multiple people. And so I think there is something to that. You can't always judge a cigar by that first puff or that first cigar that you smoke. But when you're putting your money towards something, it's hard to revisit something that, you didn't find pleasable the first time, especially with how well saturated we are with wonderful cigars and always new cigars coming out.
Yeah. Shit. That's a hell of a list.
That's a great question. Great list too.
Hell of a list. Are we doing a giveaway?
I don't have one off the top of my head.
Top 5 cigars in 2022.
I think we may have done that though when we did
Okay,
our
then.
list.
Yeah, I think we have actually.
All right,
No
I got
giveaway.
it.
Okay,
Let's
fine.
do. I want to give away some merch. So if you don't know, we have a brand new merch store thanks to the team here, Ramsey being the number one man in charge of that. We've got hats, we've got t-shirts, we've got stickers, we've got patches. So let us know in the comments below, what cigar out of these top 25 would you want to smoke the most? And from the winners, we will select someone to send out a t-shirt. And we'll let you pick whether you want we'll let you pick which t-shirt you want, and we'll send that out to you. So again, comments below, let us know out of these top 25 cigars from Halfwheel 2022, which one you would be most excited to smoke, and we'll get you out a Cigar Club t-shirt from our merch store.
Sounds
There
like
it
a plan.
is.
Well,
I'm finishing this bad boy, even though I've got about another 4 cigars to smoke today. This
I'm probably
I
going
can't
to go
put this one
inside and warm up and then come back
get a
outside.
little chilly, Griffey.
I have no pants on, so. I mean, I have pants on, but I don't have
I was
long
about to
pants
say,
on.
there's something on your ceiling you got to get for the viewers here, Griff. But
Yeah.
we'll save that for behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you all for joining us as we break down the Halfwheel top 25 of 2022. Until next time, everyone, happy smoking.
Cheers.